What's up, everyone? We are live. I'm sorry we're a little late. Just trying to get things done for the weekend. It is Friday. It is 4 o'clock. It is pub talk. What am I doing? Let's bring these guys in. We got the man. We got Adam. We got the other man. We got Brandon. What's going on, guys? How you doing, man? Wow, we're actually doing pub talk.
We are doing pub talk.
That's awesome. Yes.
So this is the pub, right?
Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday. What's going on, guys? Oh, look at this.
Oh,
Look. Oh, my God.
This is how my Friday rolls.
Nice.
Never.
Microphone. I've got some new lighting. Now I'm going to drink out of a stein and make this a bit special.
Nice. You're a little quiet if you could turn the volume up, but it sounds great, though. Let me see what is on that stein, though. Hold on a sec.
Oh, this is it's an Oktoberfest sticker. It's just kind of
nice.
It's just kind of faded a little bit, but hopefully me repositioning the mic will make it just a little bit.
I think it sounds better. Yes, me and Adam had a sound check the other day. It was awesome. So we got Brandon right here.
Hey, everybody.
What are you drinking over there?
It's a miracle. I finally have alcohol in the house. I got Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Nice.
Yeah, it's we had a party for me a few weeks ago for my birthday. The wife threw a little surprise party, so picked up some Mike's Hard Lemonade. We had some leftover, so I'm like, cool. Let me finally be able to drink on stream.
I love that. Happy Friday, Mary. We got Noah in the house. We got Grace, ABC, DNF in the house. What's going on? We got to get Marco back. I just haven't really talked to Marco. I've been busy. Everyone's been busy. He's been posting
we
fireworks
haven't
stuff.
had Dan for a while. We haven't had Marco.
Dan,
Marco's
I was just going to say Dan.
Lately. Yeah.
I was going to reach out to Dan, but I don't know. Kind of talked about this the other day. I had a lot of shoots this week, and then my shoot got postponed to Monday. So I was telling the guys I couldn't do it, but it winds up I got postponed to Monday. So
yeah. Same situation happened with me. Is Tiffany's usual time of getting off work is around this time, but she has a chiropractor appointment this afternoon, so works out a little bit.
Hope she's all right.
Yeah. Just normal.
Look, very cool. And I got Coors Light. Nothing really exciting, but I work for Coors Light forever. I like Coors Light. I just haven't had it. I actually got it in the house again, so I'm like, you know what? Let me drink some Coors Light. It's good. So watching my petite figure. So maybe not.
What's that? Is that 300? Is that 330 ml? The bottle of Coors.
The bottles. Yeah, it is. I don't think it says the amount of.
We have fluid ounces over here.
Oh, okay. So not in mils. Okay.
Fluid ounces. Yes. Thanks for reminding me, Brandon.
I think an average bottle in the UK is 330 ml. So
nice.
Let's have a look. 12 fluid ounces to mil. Yeah, 354. So yeah, about 330, 350, something like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Yeah, my stein is at the moment I've got 3 440 ml cans. So I'll work that out for you in just a second. So
I love he knows how much it can fill into that stein. I love it. So, it's too funny.
It's his favorite stein. You got to know all the specifics about it.
I know. It's awesome.
So
Adam never disappoints. So
let me take a look.
That mic's awesome. We were playing with it the other day. He's got a whole lighting rig and everything, so it look amazing.
To just kind of make it look. So this is 44.5 fluid ounces.
Nice.
So
nice. So it's like equivalent to like 4.5 of mine. Like I'm not good at math, but
yeah, give or take.
Give or take, whatever. So it's cool. So I said let's do Destination D23 happened last week. We're a little late with the stream, but I really wanted to do something. I wanted to do it here. I wanted to do it with another Disney podcast, guys, but Dave is away. We did Halloween over there last week, which was really good. The Mickey's Not So Scary stream. That was fun. Brandon, my friend, lives down there, so he went over it. I don't really know much about it, so but then this popped up like literally the same week, Friday, D23 announcements, and the guys felt. And we didn't discuss, guys, but they felt there was not going to be hardly any announcements. But you know what?
There weren't.
There weren't, but they threw a lot of stuff out.
Yeah,
I thought so. It's enough to do a stream on it. So
yeah, there was nothing like I wouldn't say there was anything earth-shatteringly huge, but there was enough there to kind of get our teeth into and to raise points of discussion.
There's no epic universe size.
Nothing epic universe size. I think a lot of people are hoping and praying that one day an announcement of a fifth gate will come. And that would obviously have been the biggest talking point, but doesn't look like that's anywhere on the horizon anytime soon. But I think there's a lot of change, especially a lot of Epcot stuff. Obviously, there was a lot of Epcot stuff to discuss. So
definitely.
A few other bits.
Yeah.
Well, I feel that there's going to be. I'm sorry, Brandon. There's going to be another huge D23 next year.
Expo.
So
they changed the name of it actually.
It's back in Anaheim next year, isn't it, as well?
Correct.
There's a new name for it. It's no longer the D23 Expo. It's literally just called now.
Oh yeah, Rob. Noah just made a comment. Sorry, Brandon. Sorry to cut you off, but Destination D3 is the title.
What was I saying? Sorry. Destination D3. I thought it was D23. I thought it was called.
No. Looking at the YouTube title on the YouTubes.
I'll fix it. Thanks, Noah.
Pub Talk 82, Destination D3. So yeah.
Oops. Oh yeah, I did put D3. Thanks, Noah. I'll fix that. See, if you didn't mention that, no one would even have, time would have went by. Noah notices everything, so I appreciate it. I was actually going to ask Noah if we missed anything, Noah. Towards the end, let me when we finish it, you could add some stuff if we missed anything. But I got some notes, and it's like the major things, so I don't know. So where is this? This is in the Contemporary Ballroom? Is that where it is?
Yeah, how it works is you have Destination D23 one year, and you have D23 the other year. So basically alternates every year. The destination is always at Walt Disney World, and you can basically say D23 is at Land because it's right across the street. When I actually visited Disneyland last year, I stayed right across the street from it. I stayed at the Hilton Anaheim, and it was a few days before they were setting up for a few days prior to D23 happening. So we got to see all the facade and decorations and all that before they started. So that was really cool to see. It's always at the Contemporary for Destination, and then D23 is normally at that one convention center that's actually moving. Forget what the new convention center is called, but they're also using the Honda Center to make all of their, I guess their panels now. They're big
I saw that,
and it's double the size now. That's gonna be great because there's a lot of
an arena. Do you think they could fill an arena? I guess they feel they can.
100%. When I went to Star Wars Celebration in 2019, we used the Wintrust Arena in Chicago to have the big panels, and there were just so many people just packed in there. It was really cool because it was deafening whenever a big announcement was made. But it was great. So I could totally see why D23 decided to be hey, let's use the Honda Center to get everybody in now.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm just going to share this out while we're talking. But I'm going to dare to say that the D23 in California is 10 times the size as the D20.
Oh, it totally is, because Destinations basically it's not a convention because it's little things. You have an auction, you have panels, you have little panels, and it's cool. It's cool to meet up with your friends and all that. D23 is an actual convention. You got vendors, you got a show floor, you got things to show off, you got movies to show off, and all that. So it's a huge thing.
Yeah, I did think last weekend did feel much quieter. I can't say I've ever really paid attention or watched a Destination D23 before. I've seen D23 a few times, and I did think last weekend felt a lot more low key than a normal D23, which makes sense with what you just explained. Still some decent announcements, but just nothing earth shattering. So
yeah. So, but don't they have displays and stuff and photo ops and stuff. I didn't see any of that stuff. Did that not happen, Brandon? Just think. Did you see any of that, Adam? Did you see anything? Like usually they have like with the thing I went to that the Disney 100 exposition, like they had stuff like that. Normally, I thought it in the ballroom and stuff, but I didn't see.
Yeah, I can't say I saw anything like that, unfortunately. Although I did miss because I had a lot of work to do last weekend as well, so I missed a lot of the announcements earlier on the Saturday. It was later on the Saturday when I caught some of the stuff, and then some stuff on Sunday as well. But yeah, so I can't say I sat there and watched the entire thing, unfortunately, just because I had a lot going on. But yeah, all of the stuff I did see was just a few panels, and some of them were really entertaining, and obviously the Walt Disney World Parks one was,
yeah, of course,
was what I was most interested in.
They did that first,
yeah. They came out and spoke a little bit about Disneyland Paris. But then that kind of tailed off into an Avengers thing, which kind of just I didn't get the flow there. I'll confess to being slightly distracted with the work I was doing and stuff. But me and Kim were both watching for that, and we were both like, oh, okay, Disneyland Paris. It's an hour's flight away from us, so of course we're going to be quite interested in that.
Right.
But they just kind of mentioned Paris. Then they didn't really mention anything about Paris. It just went straight into Avengers, and it was just like, what? It made no sense. Maybe I'd have to go back and rewatch that section. But it just didn't feel.
The terrible part is you can't go back and watch it.
Well, no, that's right. Yeah.
They do it live
straight afterwards. Yeah, they do it live and then delete it straight afterwards.
If you do a search, some people have reposted it, but yeah, unfortunately, I hate that. Like, if you don't, and I was literally watching it at the breakfast table, and I was doing work and stuff, and I had it on like while I was walking around the house. I'm like, if I don't watch it now, I might not be able to see anything. So, Brandon, you're muted, but did you hear my question about did they have any convention kind of stuff? It's all right.
No problem. I forgot. James from All Central Florida made a little a video where he basically cut down all the fluff from the panel, like the parks panel.
The question was though, like usually they have like kind of convention-y kind of stuff where you can photo ops and like the Peter Pan's cart or whatever, or did they have any of that stuff? I didn't see any of that stuff. So.
Maybe I've never been to a D23 I haven't been to either, but like I know how they flow, so I haven't. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I was just okay. So he made like, I love when people do that. Like, cut to the chase. This is the 1 hour panel in 5 minutes. Go for it. Boom. We cut out.
Oh yeah. James cut it down to like I think 10-15 minutes, and it's perfect because I mean for an hour and 15-minute panel, they really kind of beat around the bush, and they take their time. It was like, where I'm proud to announce, for the first time ever, you guys in this room, and that, like every announcement was like that.
Well, the panels, spoiler alert, the panelists got to go see the Moana water, the
Journey of Water.
Yeah. They got to go do that. They got to go have, they got to do like a special night. Epcot event, and they got to do Guardians. They were allowed to go do that too, so that was kind of cool. And you're right, that was the thing. And then they had like a band, which was weird, and then they had like the Muppets came out, which is very weird. So like I don't think these people went to rehearsals, these camera guys, because
you shows them on the little scooters with
which was kind of, I want to see that. That's cool, you know what I mean? But like they're like oh poop, like, and then they like zoom in, cropping the people out of the bottom, and then like sometimes you saw them, whatever, but I thought it was kind of funny though. So that was all the fluff. Noah's listing the stuff in there, but
everybody thought they were going to make an announcement for the Muppets because they had them there. But
that was weird. So what is that like, Adam? Is there anything else you wanted to start with, Adam, before we move on to like some of the individual stuff? Or
no. We can just go in and talk about the things that. The things that I suppose interested us the most, what piqued our interests with the announcements. Yeah. Like I say, most of it seemed to be Epcot. There was a couple of Animal Kingdom announcements, which was quite interesting as well.
It was kind of like a beat around the bush type of thing with Animal Kingdom too, because they just kept using the word as possible.
I don't understand the blue
Potential.
sky impossible. I don't understand why they would even say anything. I don't get it. I don't understand that. So, like to be fair, in the past they would just announce something, and if it didn't happen, it just didn't happen. Like for one thing, the Mary Poppins thing, and the one that's supposed to be in the what's it called, the play pavilion. Like they just,
and then the Spaceship Earth refurb.
Yeah. 1 second.
Something that kind of I think got to me is like I think this is. I honestly think this is I'm not going to call it a stupid decision because people can like what they want, and there's just been a lot of back and forth so far. The Country Bear is getting a new set.
Okay. Well, we're going to get to everything. We're going to list them all down, but if you want to start with Country Bears, let's start with Country Bears.
Yeah, let's start with. I guess you can call it the elephant in the room.
Yeah, I know that one is your big one. So I'll let you take the floor on that one, Brandon.
Yeah, I can understand. I understand completely changing the name of Liver Lips McGraw to I think Randy. It's Randy now, or
sounds very
Randy McGraw or something like that. But that one I can understand because there's a lot of Lord Liver Lips is very controversial. And it's a derogatory term towards Jewish people and African American people, and I totally understand it. That's fine, but I mean, there's no point in giving them a new set unless you do like an actual new set of kind of like the same country songs like you do now. But from what they teased, what they're going for now is it seems like and it feels like, or it from what they told us. I'm gonna go off an assumption here. We're getting Disney only songs because they straight up just showed us Bare Necessities as one of their test songs. So I hope that's not the case, but I mean we'll see.
I believe it's is it not a reimagining of Disney songs as well? So it's not it's like their own take on Disney songs. I believe. Is the wording they used? Is the wording they used? So yeah,
it's interesting. Yeah, you know what? Besides Brandon, do you know anyone who's really upset about they're going to rebrand the Country Bear Jamboree?
My aunt, my mom.
There was a few people on YouTube. In fairness, there was a bit of backlash on YouTube and on the socials. You know, a few people kind of saying, "Oh, it sucks," but I wouldn't say it was anywhere near as big a backlash as when they decided that they were going to retheme Splash Mountain, for example. You know, I think there was a lot more uproar and upset over that decision. I don't think this was anywhere near as monumental. I mean, for me personally, and this isn't to discredit Brandon's feeling on this, but I mean, for me personally, I think the last time I watched Country Bear was 1991.
Yeah.
So, you know, so yeah,
100%. I'm not discrediting your feelings or anything. 100%. No, but I'm just saying, and there's a couple things that are making changes, and you know. We'll get to my personal stance and everything, but come on, I'm the quote unquote king of retro, and I love all that stuff. I love Country Bear Jamboree. I literally, as a kid, I recreated it in my house and everything. I know all the songs by heart. I love it, but you know what? I kind of sit there and I see reactions on Twitter and stuff like that. Even Carousel of Progress, they're like, put that thing to bed already. There's people just they're not us. You know what I mean? They're not huge. I would say 85% of the people are just. They're not diehard Disney fans that were they'll pick it outside that you're going to change, Country Bear Jamboree, whatever.
Yeah.
So
I think a lot of people went up in arms about Splash Mountain's refurbishment because it was just abrupt. There was it wasn't announced at a convention. It wasn't announced at destination. It was just announced on social media, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is happening," and then they kind of just went with it for 3 years until they finally closed it. But I think that's what caused social media to go up in flames.
Yeah, definitely. But again, I kind of even believe it or not, I kind of liked when they redid Tiki Birds. It was kind of cool. I liked the
the new management.
Yeah, the animatronic in the middle was awesome. That girl, and I thought Zazu and whatever the Yago. I thought they were kind of cool. It was a fun show. You know what I mean? I love these shows, but you know what's cool? You know what I would love them to do? Maybe they would have, I'm just using this example. Use the Tiki Birds, the new show, and then hey, maybe the last hour they show the old show or something. You know what I mean? Like show both for both of them. I don't know if that's feasible or not, or that was tough because they physically were there and stuff. They were hard to change, but maybe Country Bears, they change it. Like I have my stream where I show things, retro rides and everything. They do actually change it. There's a Christmas show. They did do different shows throughout the years. They've changed it up. So I don't know. I think be honest with you, it's a cheap fix. It's a cheap thing to do. Why? What happened, Adam? Something happened?
You just froze for me for a second.
Oh.
I got the change.
Sorry. Yeah, but like it's a cheap, like not to mock Disney, but that's a cheap fix. You know what I mean? Like that's not really, what is that going to cost them? Not much.
I just hope they, like with the animatronics, you can hear them blinking like very bad, and it's not a distraction, but it's like, oh my gosh, like yeah, exactly, yeah. So that's what I'm hoping they do. I hope they at least refurb the animatronics on that, because they could definitely use it.
Yeah. And again, like all these announcements, I don't like maybe a tenth of them. They said when they're actually going to do it. They just said, "Oh, we're just going to do this." They didn't give a date, as far as I know, for that.
Yeah, they announced last year, like even for like Avengers Campus here in Disneyland, they announced a new ride, and they made a small announcement of what the kind of ride vehicle would be like here, but they didn't show it. They didn't make much mention of it, so they're going to hold off till D23 next year, which I'm fine with and makes sense. But should be interesting to see what they do with that ride, because it's. I hope it's not a screen ride.
That's our next thing. Let's talk about it. It's actually first on my list. First, look at the ride vehicle for Avengers e-ticket ride coming to Disney California Adventure, inspired by Tony Stark's time suits. Like people said right off the bat, it looked like Star Tours. Do you think it's a Star Tours thing, or
I really hope it's not? But I can totally see that happening with how little room they have. It's either going to be a Star Tours kind of experience, or it's going to be like Back to the Future and Simpsons, where you're all in a vehicle, like you guys have different vehicles and you all look at one giant IMAX screen.
Yeah,
I can see that happening.
I think so too, and I think they said it's a similar vehicle that's going to come to Peter Pan at Tokyo Disney Sea. I didn't even realize, that's what it's going to be. That's in the notes I saw. So, but yeah, I don't know anything about those new rides that are coming to Tokyo Disney Sea, which looks awesome, by the way. Like their new lands they have coming to all the Asian parks. I think all three are getting new lands, right? Like Frozen Land's coming soon.
Yeah,
that there's a couple new rides Tokyo Disney Sea. I think Shanghai is getting new stuff, and
San Francisco's open.
That open in California, yeah. But that's like nothing. Like what is it? Just the arch and a restaurant or something?
It's the bridge. And then I think you had like you said, a couple of restaurants, a couple dining spots, Meet Baymax. So I mean, I'm excited to try it out, because Tiffany and I both love Big Hero 6.
Yeah, I love that movie too. So, anything to add to that Avengers ride, Adam? Did you ever think about it or no?
No, I've got nothing really to add to that. The Avengers one. Sorry, I was just kind of I was scrolling through on this sort of D23 .com page, and what caught my attention, because we were discussing Country Bears. I was kind of sticking with Magic Kingdom and looking at one of the other announcements they made just around the corner from where Country Bears is. Head around to Adventureland from Frontierland, and the Pirates of the Caribbean, and the news of the new Pirates of the Caribbean themed lounge, which an addition of a lounge sometimes is not necessarily big news. It's not quite as big as, like, for example, when they announced Space 220 restaurant at Epcot, which next to Mission Space, but in this case it's a lounge in the Magic Kingdom, which
I was thinking that too.
It blows the doors wide open, because if they're creating a lounge, that suggests it's a drinks
tavern. I think
they call it a tavern,
a lounge or a tavern, which basically says they're going to be serving drinks in there, which obviously I'm interested in.
Yes.
but that's not why I'm kind of flagging it up. Obviously, unless you've been living under a rock and you've never noticed, really, other than select dining, alcohol has never been a thing at the Magic Kingdom. They've never had That was why it was my dad's least favorite park. Like father, like son.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Love that.
But no, yeah. So, hey, Stevie Lee, how you doing?
Hey, Stevie.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just one of those things. Obviously, you know, bringing a tavern to the Magic Kingdom, that now shifts the landscape, because it's fine if you've got alcohol in select dining where you've got to make a reservation. That's one thing. But if you're now actually opening up a lounge or a tavern and it's themed, great. Love the Pirates of the Caribbean theme. You know, let's go for the rum. And, you know, if there's any section in the Magic Kingdom that suggests let's have a drink, it's going to be Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
But it's the Magic Kingdom.
Right.
So what does that mean for the park going forward? And you know, and Walt's rule that he had in place. You know, Walt never wanted alcohol served. And I know they've kind of broken that now and bent that rule because, like I say,
well, it's only served in the castle, right? Where else is it served?
It's served in.
There's two, I think.
Skipper Canteen.
Okay, all right.
And I believe that's it. I could be wrong.
I was going to say I thought there were
look.
two places. Yeah, there was two
look.
places that served it. Was my understanding.
I wonder if Liberty Tree Tavern sells it.
Maybe, I don't know. If anyone in the comments there, hey Stevie, what's going on? So, you know, I was looking up and I saw a couple of videos that were they were saying, like, guessing where the location would be. And it's kind of funny that someone said, "Oh, it's at they're gonna just change the Tortuga Tavern to this," and I'm like, I never even heard of that place. Like, come on, like I know everything about Disney, and I've never heard of the I must have walked by it 1,000 times. I just never saw it. So I don't know if you guys ever there, and I don't think they serve alcohol, which is I don't know why it's called. Is that how you say it? The Tortuga Tortuga Tavern.
Tortuga Tavern.
Yeah. So have anyone ever been there or went there? Or?
I mean, I've sat over there, and that's about it.
Yeah, but like, be honest, like it's like perfect. Like the space it had, it's across the way from Pirates. I think they're just gonna retheme that. It's again just like retheming the Country Bear Jamboree. They're just gonna retheme that restaurant. I don't know.
So according to this, every sit down dining restaurant in at Magic Kingdom has alcohol. The Plaza has it. Tony's Town Square.
Wow.
Checking Liberty Tree Tavern now.
It's crazy.
There it is. But yeah, no, there's every place has a specialty cocktail.
Okay, so it's not even a big
Oh,
deal
that's
anymore, so.
that was news to me. Like I thought there was
This is
only
news. Yeah, this is news to me too.
Yeah.
Like because I saw it at a couple of restaurants, but I didn't know it was every single one.
But there you go. Now there's going to be a dedicated place to go and.
I think there's one in every all four parks now. Because
Arr! Just the starter, Stevie. Look at the things. Oh my god.
Yeah, Stevie was like, "That's a big mug." Yeah, it's just a starter.
I love it. Like if you tuned in late, you didn't even see it. Like you didn't even see the introduction. That it's 4 times the size of my beer. So.
But yeah, no.
Cool.
Yeah, because looking through it, every place has a dedicated alcohol spot now. Because you'll have the tavern there, you'll have Satuli Canteen or I think it's Pongu Pongu. That they sell like just direct drinks. I mean, Epcot is Epcot. You have spots in all countries there.
World Showcase.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just World Showcase. And then at Hollywood Studios, you have Oga's Cantina, and you have what is that other place? Drawing a blank on the name of it. Let's see.
Oh, the right where you walk in to the right there with the pretzels and stuff.
Baseline Tap House.
Baseline Tap House. Yeah.
Yeah, Baseline. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I got the Magic Kingdom map open here, by the way, so I'm looking. Too funny. Well, that's awesome. So I know Brandon's been to Disneyland at least once, right?
Just once.
And Adam's just never been there. But,
yes, I have.
Oh, you've been to Disneyland in California? Oh, I'm sorry.
2018. When 2018, you were in Vegas at the time because you told me to go and hang out in Vegas. Yeah.
Did you guys eat at the restaurant at the Pirates of the Caribbean in Disneyland? The Blue Bayou.
Blue Bayou.
I've not eaten at that one in Disneyland. I've eaten at the restaurant in Disneyland Paris, by Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, cool! I didn't know they had that there.
The one in land.
Yeah, the ride goes kind of through it at the beginning, a bit like Mexico Epcot.
Right, correct.
Yeah, Three Caballeros. Yeah, it's yeah.
It's the same kind of setup at land. The Blue Bayou restaurant at land. Oh my God, it's the best Monte Cristo sandwich you will ever.
Oh, I love it too.
Is
Yeah,
so good.
That is awesome. So, I was gonna say every time I get the Monte Cristo, I mean, there like 3 or 4 times, and I've gotten it every time. So, but that's the scenario I want. But that's never gonna happen. I don't even think they could put that in Pirates. You know, so.
That's not gonna work there because just how the show building is.
Right.
It'd be hard to like move people into a restaurant. But I mean, I could totally see them like setting something up. I guess where Tortuga Tavern is now, like I think that's where it's gonna go.
Yeah, I don't think there's a choice. I don't think. You know.
So,
again, I never even heard of it. Like I wouldn't even have missed it. So.
And the thing with Tortuga Tavern right now is just it's a spot for you to chill out. Not really many people go there to eat. They sit down, they cool off. It's in the shade. So turning that into an alcohol spot is going to lead a lot of people to be like, okay, cool. Let me go inside, grab a drink, cool off, give my money,
right?
And yeah,
and there's a lot of space too. Like I'm probably going to Brandon's probably going to disagree with me, but I don't like Olga's Cantina because it's so small. Like we made a reservation just to stand in a corner to have a drink. Like I was like, I think you got to sit, which was awesome, but like I don't like that. So, but if there's one sector, if there's a space where it's big and there's lounges and you could sit and they have pirates walking around and they have the birds going to be featured and stuff like that, I'm all for it. So I'm sorry, Brandon. Go ahead.
You're good. The thing with Oga's is like I've gone so many times I've lost count, but I've only had to sit at a booth twice.
Yeah.
Like that you get the full experience for Oga's the full experience is if you get to sit around the counters where the bartenders are, because you get to interact with them, you get to enjoy your drinks, you get to hear them interacting with other patrons, and yeah, it's a really fun time.
Waltz
really
joined and said he's never been to Ogres. Likewise, I've not been to Ogres. It is on my to-do list, and me and Kim will probably go there when we are next in Orlando, 345 days from now. Just letting you know.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, we got to talk about that too.
Yeah,
don't let you go by.
We'll get to that.
We'll talk.
Let's stick with D23.
Yeah.
But looking at the pictures of Tortuga at the moment, I pulled it up on Google Images, and it does look like there's quite a bit of space in there. You know, plenty of seating and things as it is at the minute. So yeah, there should be plenty of spaces to sit down and rest those weary legs from all that walking that you do around the parks, and then have yourself a tasty beverage. So
hey, Dizpod.
And Walt, yes, absolutely. I remember obviously when I was out there last year, and you had to fly home for a few days as well. So obviously trying to meet up with you last year was just unfortunate timing. But yes, certainly next year we will definitely meet up, buddy, and maybe grab a drink. Maybe grab a drink in the Pirates Tavern. Who knows? You know, that's what we're talking about.
What's up, Corey?
Hey,
I got
Corey,
to meet Walt and Melissa for like 30 seconds. And that's why I was kind of goofing. I did meet him in person, which was awesome. So I love those guys.
Nice.
And Corey was awesome to hang with too, by the way. Hey, Corey, welcome to the stream. But you know, I just wish that we can. We should have a meet up at that thing. I'm looking at Tortilla Tavern, whatever it is.
Tortilla Tavern.
Tortilla Tavern. It's a terrible name. So. But there already is kind of like it's a Spanish restaurant. It kind of has like a pirate theme in there already. So at the theme, I think it's just there. I don't think we have any choice. But I don't know. Like literally, they just said that bird that was up front, they took it out, and the bird is making a comeback in this place. So I don't know. The whole thing is going to be around. I forgot what the bird's name is. I apologize. So. But all right. So let's go to this. I think this was the biggest one. I think someone mentioned it earlier. I think it was Brandon. Dinoland, the retheming of Dinoland.
Yeah,
Animal Kingdom. Yeah, that's a big one. There was a couple of announcements for Animal Kingdom, wasn't there? obviously Dino Land is the big one, and Zootopia. I don't think there was any announcements for Hollywood Studios, was there? Or nothing that I really remember. So, but Dino Land, that one intrigues me. I had a feeling for a while that the writing was on the wall for Dino Land. Obviously, they took away, what was it called? Primeval Hurl, as it was officially known. Yeah, they took that away, didn't they? A couple of years ago, and when we went last year, walking around Dino Land, it did feel like it was just a big empty space now, and it wasn't quite a land in Animal Kingdom that had as much focus and pride as Africa, as Asia, as Pandora. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, it felt like it needed an overhaul. Primeval Whirl or Primeval Hurl, as I think a few people like to affectionately call it. I never felt nauseous on that ride. I just felt like I needed maybe a hip replacement after that ride. Yeah, it was violent. It was brutal. Yeah, it was. I remember riding that ride last in 2017 when I went with Ebony, and yeah, I just came off feeling physically abused. So I was glad that ride kind of went away. As for Dinosaur, the ride, because obviously if Dino Land USA is going, that means there's going to be no more Dinosaur. I think we all know what's going to go there instead. It's just going to be a carbon copy of what's in Anaheim at the moment. Because the track is an identical layout. So yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, for me, Dino Land, I had a feeling it was kind of a long time coming. Once they got rid of Primeval World, it was literally just a glorified like outside arcade.
Yeah,
because you just have that there. You have the Triceratops spin, which they didn't really do much with, and just for me, like I know a lot of people are questioning why it's not going into the World Showcase, but it works for me because it makes sense for me because they're rethinking it to South America, and how it is now is you have Africa, you have Asia, and now you're adding South America, which is just another continent. Like,
yeah.
For me, I don't think it needs to go to the World Showcase only because.
World Showcase is individual countries.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, you're not covering a continent like Africa or Asia.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, you just get little tastes here and there of different things. So
yeah. I also think for Animal Kingdom to and this is not meant at all to discredit our history. We know dinosaurs existed. The fossils and the bones are in the ground, and people are excavating them all around the world, all the time. But yeah, so we know dinosaurs existed a long time ago, far longer ago than man has walked on the planet. But you've now got two lands in Animal Kingdom, which one of them is Pandora, which is obviously not of anything on this earth. It's a make-believe world, and you've got Dino Land USA, which is something that doesn't really exist anymore, and you can't get a taste for I think what's great about Animal Kingdom is it's very educational, and you can go and see like this amazing safari, things that people might never get to see, animals that people might never otherwise get to see in their lives, and things like that, and the same in Asia. Dino Land USA didn't really have much of that educational animal feel to it. Instead, you had a dinosaur ride, which just kind of repeatedly said, "This is not our dino," and for me, that ride was not my dino. And then you had it is, and then you had an even rougher ride that kind of went away, and all that was left at Dino USA, like you said, was a cheapened arcade and a bit of a party atmosphere in the evening. As it kind of got late, they'd start blasting the tunes and try and get people dancing. But that's it. It was, I think the writing was on the wall for that land for a long time. And I'm really excited to see what they bring to this South America, or Tropical America, I think was one of the wordings that they used for it. So definitely not our dino.
Yeah. So Walt was bringing up, let's bring up Walt's point though. He's just saying they really need to spend the money, tear all Dino Land down, start from scratch. Don't take Dinosaur Trek out and just rebrand it. start over. I wish that's the case. I don't see it happening though. It's the Disney way now. They're just going to rebrand. So
yeah, I think for that attraction, they'll just put Indiana Jones in there.
Yeah,
they
that
teased
would be my
it, and they teased it, and like they keep saying it's hypothetical because I mean they're scared to ever announce anything like
yeah.
real.
I mean, hey Stacey, not that Indiana Jones is specifically South American or tropical American infused, inspired anyway. You know, Indiana Jones. You know, his stories. He travels the world, and he you know. But I guess you can do anything with Indiana Jones, really.
I love Dinosaur. Is it my favorite ride? No, but I loved it all along from Countdown to Extinction to Dinosaur. But I think I brought this point up with someone like, you're giving me the choice, Indiana Jones or Dinosaur. I'm picking Indiana Jones any day. You know what I mean? I love the one in Disneyland. So
yeah, I've been to Disneyland, and sadly I didn't get time to ride that ride. So I've never had the comparison. All I've got is hearsay from people that have been fortunate enough to ride both rides that Indiana Jones is apparently the superior attraction. Dinosaur is fun. Like I did just say a minute ago, it's not my dino. That's to say there are far better attractions there are a lot more attractions that I'm far more interested and excited to ride. That's not to say I hate Dinosaur, not at all. I do enjoy riding it, and I like to make a point of riding it when I go to that park. But I just think Dino Land USA as a land, its time has come, and it does need, like Walt said, it does need a complete refresh. The whole land needs a complete overhaul, and and I'm looking at this D23.com sort of image at the moment, and I hope it looks something like that. Whether it will, this is just an artist's impression of what they'd like it to look like. We'll have to see, because that looks a far cry from what is Dino Land USA at the moment. So
yeah. For me, like I know they're going to put IP in it, and I mean, I'm fine with intellectual property going in there, but I mean, I think they're choosing like the cheap option of doing Encanto. Like I mean, it makes sense, but I think you could do a lot better with what you want to put in there, personally.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, this was a maybe. Like, I don't understand these. We might be doing this. I don't get that. I don't understand it. I don't know. The blue sky.
Was this a maybe? I thought it was.
Oh, this was a maybe. It wasn't. It was definitely.
I thought this was a. I thought this was a. They're doing it.
No.
I misunderstood that.
So, yeah, it was a maybe. Unfortunately, that and the new land that's coming to Disney, the Magic Kingdom. Like, they think they're going to do it, but they're not. They're not. It's still a blue sky concept. So. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Lawrence was saying too. The announcement they did do for the studios was Ahsoka being included in. Did I say Ahsoka right? My son criticized me, John. I always say it wrong. So, Ahsoka. Brandon, that's your cue. Am I saying it right?
Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Ahsoka.
Okay. Yeah, Ahsoka.
I always say her name wrong. I don't know why, but she's coming to Star Tours, another new thing. So that's what they announced for the studio. So you mentioned that before. Okay, so
and we did overlook. We did overlook them when we were discussing Magic Kingdom. We overlooked Hatbox Ghost.
We're getting to that. We're getting to the Hatbox Ghost. We're jumping around. No big deal. They do maybe stuff because there's no idea what they're gonna do, what they're doing, and need to feed us something. I agree, Walt. It's so sad. I don't know. I don't think they're ready for a fifth gate. Do you guys think there ever will be a fifth gate in Disney World?
There will be a fifth gate at some point. There's got to be.
At some point, yeah. Like they'll allocate space for it.
Disney needs to move forward, and it might not be a while yet because I think they're still in a period of recovery. After first of all, the pandemic, they lost a lot of money. Second of all, I think
the recession.
The recession and Bob Chapek pushing people out of the door, literally. He probably lost them a lot of custom, although he was trying to recoup money by perhaps some extreme measures. I think he turned a lot of people away, and a lot of annual pass holders started handing their annual passes back and not renewing them and things like that. And I think they are still going to have a period of stability and growth again before they could commit to doing a fifth gate. But at the same time, with Universal around the corner and, ground being broken and work being done on Epic Universe, it's not going to be long before they're going to have to say, look, we're going to have to act because, the competition's moving forward. So,
right. But you think about it though, like on this planet, there is no other thing like Disney World with 4 parks there already. You know what I mean? So that's incredible to me. And then if Universal counts Volcano Bay as their other park, but that their third park, now they're gonna have a 4th park. But then Disney World is so much other stuff they don't include those as parks. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah. And I was going to say, what is Disney doing? And maybe obviously we've got Walt in the chat and Corey and people a little bit closer to home there. What is happening with Blizzard Beach? Because like I remember they kind of did a bit of an overhaul on it last year. It was closed when we went out 12 months ago. And then they kind of reopened it with a bit more Frozen theming to it, and then it seems to have just closed again. And Typhoon Lagoon seems to be the only water park that they're opening and doing anything with at the minute.
Yeah, how they're doing
a huge
now.
Shame, yeah,
because you bring up a good point. What they're doing now with it is, they'll every year they'll have one water park open. They'll close the other one to do refurb and all that, and then it flips. Yeah, I didn't really pick up on that when they first started doing it, but I mean, I think this is the 3rd year now that they've kind of just been back and forth on reopening them. So,
right, got Walt's just said as well. Mason just trained at Blizzard Beach today. They will reopen in November. A lot of construction going on there, which is good news. And it's because I love both of Disney's water parks. I mean, neither of them are Volcano Bay, which I think is just a notch above. But Typhoon Lagoon's got a lot going on for it. I do miss the snorkel reef, but it still has the best wave pool by far. Blizzard Beach has the biggest lazy river of any in Orlando, or probably anywhere else for that matter. It encompasses the entire park. And I do enjoy the theming of Blizzard Beach, and obviously, Summit Plummet is probably the tallest point that I can think of, where you can stand and get just a great look across all of Walt Disney World. Mm-hmm. So both water parks are fantastic, and it did have me worried a while that that Blizzard Beach opened so temporarily last year and then closed again, and just doesn't ever seem to be open at the moment. So
just trying to think, if Disney started a 5th gate, it would probably open 2035, I think, today. Like if they started today, so 20, maybe 2040. I don't know. It's a joke, guys. So it takes so damn long. You're right. Like Stacy's like saying with Tron, like reason they give us a blue skies deal, they want to run ideas. Feds waiting on a new project like Tron, the Epcot redo, like all this stuff is just, I don't know why did the Moana thing take so long? It looks cool, but like, does it really deserve 6 years of whatever?
Moana does
look
look
long it takes.
Yeah, I think that's the thing as well. Obviously, work was steaming ahead, and if you remember, like D23 before the pandemic, there was a lot of big announcements, and I think they wanted a lot of things completed before the 50th anniversary. And then obviously the pandemic hit and everything ground to a halt. So nobody could foresee that coming. In December of 2019, or January of 2020, I don't think anybody expected the world to come to a stop for as long as it did. So that is obviously that's had a huge impact, and I know there's been a lot of criticism of Disney's speed in getting things done. But I don't know, like you say, I guess it's just the impact of complete unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah, Stacey brings up a good point with the staffing and lifeguards and stuff like that. Yeah, totally. I agree.
Well, Walt mentioned the staffing before as well. He said no 5th gate, not for a very long time. They can barely staff the parks they have. Mason works for Disney, and they are starving for staff. A 5th gate would be a disaster in getting cast members. Universal creates rides, hotels, and parks much faster, and they went through the same circumstances. Yeah, that's a fair point, Walt. I remember, obviously, Disney had, I think it's fair to say, Disney had a far bigger international cast, base, staffing, base, because if you look at things like World Showcase, for example, they hire staff members from those locations around the world, and then you've got the DC, the Disney College Program, the DCP, and things like that, and they let so many people go, and then to try and bring people back afterwards and things. I think it's been just a very, very, very gradual, slow burn on doing that. So, and who knows how long it will take before they ever, if they do ever get back to where they were at with staff numbers and things.
I don't see them ever getting back to that level.
I think they will, but I just think it means that I think they need to recover money first. Like, they still, I think it's all, like I said before, it's still a period of recovery. That's my opinion. I don't have any sort of facts to base that on, other than they were there before the pandemic. But they've, every company around the world obviously lost a fortune during that. So and it's going to take a long time to recover that. So yeah, that's I think they'll get back to it, but it's just going to take a while.
Yeah.
New Epcot fireworks show, Luminous Sympathy of Us, will debut December 5th, that was a surprise to me.
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't know when the hell that one new was coming out. But
I knew they had a new show coming out, because I remember actually, I think last year, when I hooked up with Josh from Resort TV One, like he was saying about how Harmonious was going away, which I was really sad about, because I thought Harmonious was fantastic. Like when I was a fan of the old Illuminations, and not that Illuminations was the best spectacle to watch. It wasn't. Fantasmic was more aesthetically pleasing, but I loved Illuminations for its soundtrack. And obviously that had like a 20-year stay at Epcot, which was amazing. It was one of my favorite things whenever I went out there and visited Disney. I remember watching the Epcot Forever on the first couple of live streams. I haven't seen it in person, but I remember watching a couple of live streams of Epcot Forever, and I just wasn't as taken with it.
Yeah.
Then I saw Harmonious last year, and I had avoided watching anything Harmonious just because I suppose I think I was still clinging on to the past with Illuminations. But me and Kim were there at Epcot, and we watched Harmonious. And had it been Epcot Forever, we would have obviously watched that. And Harmonious blew us away. And I said, you know what? I said I didn't think a show would capture me at Epcot the way Illuminations captured me. As I said, but in fairness, Harmonious did. It was amazing, and we watched it 3 times while we were out there, and I loved it every single time. And I was saddened to learn while I was out there that actually it was going away again, and Epcot Forever was coming back. But then that wasn't going to last for that long, because then they were going to do a whole new show, and I thought, well, why even get rid of Harmonious then and go back to Epcot Forever? I know that kind of went away during the pandemic again. That was a pandemic thing, but and I think Harmonious was meant to be a 50th anniversary thing, I believe. I could be wrong.
I believe so, too,
yeah. Yeah, I just thought they should have kept Harmonious and ran with that for a long time, because I thought it was a fantastic show. That being said, I know they're putting a lot of work into Illuminous now. You've seen these big pillars that they've been hammering into the middle of the lake and things like that. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that. Kim and I will both pine for Harmonious. I will also pine for Illuminations. But, I'm sure Epcot Forever is great, and maybe I need to give it another watch and another chance. Not that I'll ever get to see it in person. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Illuminous as well.
Yeah, I agree with you with
Luminous, not Illuminous. Luminous.
Yeah, Luminous seems promising. At least the title of it sounds promising. It's current. I
don't think they showed or talked about anything, but just the title. So it was like a graphic. That was it. So. But yeah, I agree with Harmonious. Even it was great that I never got to see it in person, and then I'd stream with Corey Meets World, and we did everything. And then he's like, I know the perfect spot is like whatever you saw online or whatever, it's in person, it blows you away. And I was with Corey, and he was right. It just, like you said, it just blows you away when you see it. So.
Yeah, my issue was future chip. If you ever go to Epcot fireworks, do not watch any Epcot fireworks from the UK Pavilion. This is nothing like towards like British people at all. It's where UK is located. Like we watched Harmonious from the UK Pavilion, and we were just getting hit with absolute hellfire over there because all the pyro and all that, all like the leftover little pits of it lands over in that area, and it was terrible. I was getting stuff in my eye. We were covered in it after all of it was over. It was just an unfun experience. So definitely avoid the UK Pavilion for fireworks.
Can I counter that for a moment?
Yeah.
I didn't watch Harmonious at the UK Pavilion. I watched it, I think, from Japan.
You were still getting hit?
And no. But what I will say is, going back to Illuminations, I watched Illuminations in person at the UK Pavilion many times, and it was always a great view. Always a great place to sit and watch out where the restaurant is, out the back of the pub. Always a fantastic view, always a fantastic place to watch it. And when we went in 2017, me and Ebony went dressed as one of the Na'vi because she'd had a great time at Animal Kingdom. The staff there, the cast members at the Rose and Crown and the UK Pavilion really took to Ebony to the point where Mickey Mouse requested that she helped set off fireworks.
That.
That's awesome.
And there is a vlog of that on my channel. Sorry, shameful self-plug there, but
I remember you telling us about that.
And it was just a great place to watch it. Is the point I'm making? It was never was there any firework explosion debris or anything like that falling down on us. It was just a great place to watch it. And having what I would always do is I would always book a table there for dinner around 7 p.m. and then you could just stay and watch the fireworks at the end, But by the time you've had your, no, it's not a rant. It's just a countering.
I just had the
Brandon's point. Yeah. By the time you had your starter, a couple of drinks, a starter, a main, dessert, another drink afterwards, it was just a great place to sit and you had a great view of the fireworks there. So
yeah, I saw it front and center. I thought that was a great spot to see it, right straight down from Spaceship Earth, right there. Right.
Which is meant to be the best place to have watched Harmonious.
Yeah, that's right.
As well. So.
Yeah, that's what was tough about Harmonious. There were only like 2 prime viewing locations:
yeah,
Japan and Italy, like the intersection there, or over by the entrance to the World Showcase.
Yeah. Which is why we watched it twice in Italy and once in Japan. So yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah. So for me, I'm excited to see Luminous because Epcot Forever is cool, but it's only like 7 or 8 minutes long.
I'll be back in just 1 second, guys.
Yeah. Well, good.
So yeah, we went for dinner on our honeymoon with Donna and Richard. Speaking of sitting down place for fireworks, I highly recommend going to Ohana for dinner, and they sat us like right at the window to watch the fireworks. It was really nice. We had like the perfect fireworks viewing.
I'll be honest with you, I never knew that you could even see them from there. I didn't know.
Oh yeah,
Do they play perfect. The music in the restaurant?
I didn't know that. Yeah, they turn off the Hawaiian music and they play the soundtrack.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's great.
And you could see it like throughout the restaurant, or you need to have the special seats.
No. Yes and no. As long as you're not behind the meat carving station, you should be good.
Meat carving. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Stacy.
Congratulations on getting married.
Yeah, I don't think Stacy and I have talked since the wedding. Yeah, thank you, Stacy.
I hope you're good. I know Stacy's going through some stuff, but all good. So we're going to start. Hatbox Ghost added to the Walt Disney World's Haunted Mansion in November. It's just in a weird spot. Like I really like it at Disneyland. I don't know. I actually that what? Like that whole beginning part, there's not much, the guy coming out of the coffin and stuff. Maybe the first 2 minutes, whatever. There isn't much animatronics there until you get the Madame Loida. How do you say it? But
Madame Leota.
Madame Leota. I don't know why I said that. But I think maybe that is a good spot now that I'm thinking about it. So like I'm reading this here. This person, I got this on Twitter. It says story reason was behind he appears before Madame Leota summons the happy haunts. He is unhappy. He's the unhappy ghost in the Haunted Mansion. So he could appear anywhere he wants. So that's what they're saying. And I heard that too. He's the unhappy ghost. So what is your feelings about? I'm like, I don't know what's going on with this Hatbox Ghost. Like literally, it's there. They cover the hallway scene already. He's been there for. I can't believe he's not there for the summer. I can't believe he's not there for Halloween. He's coming in November, which is, I don't know. It's kind of bizarre. But
yeah, I mean, I'm not too familiar with where they were adding him originally, and just because since I don't know, like, because I did the Disneyland Haunted Mansion, but I did it when it was Haunted Mansion Holiday.
Oh, cool.
So I mean, I'm not too familiar with it. Like, I'm not a huge on the Hatbox Ghost. Like a couple of my friends are. So just
Hatbox Ghost, but
yeah. So for me, just there's not much for me. So I mean, I'm fine with wherever they put him. It's cool we're getting him, but I mean, it's not doing much for me.
He's cool. He's a cool figure. So, but
yeah. I
think that's the thing where, like, see, you went to Disneyland and you didn't get to see the regular. I'm about to go get more beer. It's too funny, but see, and I think that's the point is, like, it's locals and more locals at Disneyland, but that's why they could change it up. But you're not a local; you're on the East Coast, so
yeah.
We're just talking about Hatbox Ghost, Adam. Not much.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I thought it was Hatbox that you were talking about.
Good. What do you think about Hatbox? Like, I can't believe it's missing Halloween. Like, I don't know. It's taken for again. It's another thing.
It surprises me. I mean, I first kind of understood of Hatbox coming to Magic Kingdom because Tim Tracker had spoken about it quite a lot.
Uh-huh.
I think they were expecting it quite a while ago, and especially I believe because Mansion went down a month or so ago, didn't it, for a few days, and I think people just assumed they were putting it in then. And then
I think they actually
reopened it, and it wasn't there yet. So
they did put it. I don't know if you ever saw that towards the end where the busts are singing, like literally almost the last turn. Like, they have that ghost. He's drinking like tea. Like, he was out for a while. They put him in that time, which is weird.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah, the Mummy too, right?
The mummy drinking tea. Yeah. So
yeah, but Hatbox is going to be much earlier in the ride. So.
Right. That's what we're talking about. How do you feel about the position for there? So I was thinking I didn't like it at first, but then I'm thinking about there's nothing really there for the first couple minutes, really. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's obviously once you've gone through the extending room and then onto the Doom Buggy, it takes a little while for the ride to really get going, doesn't it? So to have it early on and just give it something else, I'm excited to see it. I'm looking forward to it, very much so.
That makes sense, Stacey, that they would have to do an inspection and stuff like that. But apparently he's there, so I don't know why they can't just take the curtain off and there's your inspection. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows?
They shared a preview of him, like the animatronic, and it just looks like exactly like Disneyland's.
Yeah, that's Stacey brings up a good point. This is no idea when it will be. Just give us a date. It's true. They could just say,
yeah.
Oh my God, it's there early. Wow, So
now they're just saying middle of November. Just that's my thing with Disney. Is just they always beat around the bush of what they're giving us.
I agree. I missed your point on the last point, Brandon. I'm sorry. I went over
what?
So you were saying something about the Hatbox Ghost again. So.
Oh no, I was talking about the reveal of it. It kind of looked like Disneyland's version.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be any different. He's really cool, so I don't know. But he was. What is this deal with him? He was originally proposed when the ride was first talked about. They just never did it, and then they brought it to Disneyland. Then they brought it to Disney World. I think that's what the story was.
Sounds
so I could be wrong,
right.
Yeah. So we kind of skipped over this when we're in Animal Kingdom, but Zootopia, that was the big thing. The Zootopia land is coming. They were showing that it's coming to. I'm gonna guess
one of
Shanghai or Hong Kong.
It's one of those two.
Yeah. I forget which one. It looks really cool. Like it's a trackless ride. It's like you're in a police car, and it like takes place after the movie. I was seeing a lot of stuff on YouTube about animatronics, and that ride looks amazing. So and another one I think they're gonna bring in here, but after hearing this announcement, I don't know what the deal is. But I always wanted ride a couple of the trackless rides, and now a lot of them came over the years. So I got to go. I was lucky to go to Tokyo Disneyland, and I got to go on the Pooh's Honey Pot, which was awesome, that trackless ride. But the Zootopia Land looks great. I don't think obviously we're not getting to Zootopia Land. We're getting, who knows though? Maybe they will scrap, because it's a maybe. Maybe they'll scrap the Dinoland refurb and put Zootopia in there, and then scrap.
It doesn't fit.
It doesn't. Well, a lot of things don't fit, but
I think.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go on. Good. No,
you go.
You go. After you.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Adam, go ahead. And then Brandon will go. Save the plan.
I thought they were talking about the possibility of doing a Zootopia or Zootropolis in the UK. Interesting fact, yeah. Land. I thought they were talking about possibly doing that at the back of Magic.
That was one of the proposed things. Just
one
like
of
that,
the
like the area.
maybe things that came out of D23 in 2022. Yeah, as I recall, they thought they teased the idea of Zootopia being there or something else. It might have been a Moana thing. I can't remember. But then obviously now you've got the Moana thing. Well, I mean, I suppose it's 6 years in the making at Epcot, and the Tree of Life. What I will say about the replacing It's a Bug's Life in the Tree of Life, I loved It's a Bug's Life. I thought it was a fantastic
I love
show.
it too. So that's what I was going to say. Yeah,
but I think it wasn't the attraction that they maybe hoped it would be for young kids. It was actually really scary for young kids. The bit where the spiders come down from the ceiling, and the bugs poking you in the back and the chairs and stuff like that. I remember Ebony hated it as a kid.
Yeah.
She
My
was
kids
like,
hate it. My kids hate it.
And then when we went last year, my niece, she left halfway through the show. She couldn't handle it. So my sister had to take my niece out. It just wasn't a fun attraction for kids, or as fun as I think they hoped it would be. It was an attraction that scared the bejesus out of kids. So I think they really did have to maybe look and reevaluate and go, this is meant to be like, it's a family place, but the families are going to take young children there.
Right. We went to Animal Kingdom last year too, and we finished early. You finished Animal Kingdom early. We got everything done, and I'm like, let's do Bug's Life. And John, nope. Nick, nope. Frankie, nope. They did not want to do it. They refused. And they were even going to sit there and let me go do it alone. And I felt bad. And now I'm pissed that I didn't get to do it because now it's leaving. But I love it. I love Hopper. I think he's awesome. You know what? A Bug's Life wasn't a great. I liked Bug's Life, the movie, but I haven't seen it in forever. And, it's just not, there's not people lining up to buy Hopper dolls or Flick dolls or whatever. It just wasn't a huge franchise for them. You know what I mean? Grace says she loves Bug's Life.
See, for me,
I love it, but
I think with Tough to Be a Bug, the only thing I'm going to miss from that attraction is getting to watch all the parents carry their screaming children out like halfway through the show. No, but for real though, like I'm content with it leaving because I don't think I don't think many people had a personal attachment to that attraction.
Yeah, they just didn't. So
it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I liked it, and I'm sad it's going. Although, like I say, seeing the way it was for kids, it makes complete sense. I would be more bummed if Muppets 4D, Muppets 4D was going away, Muppet Vision. So I'd be more bummed about that. Yeah.
If Muppet Vision ever goes, I'm done. That's I think that would be my instant nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Muppet Vision was Jim Henson's last production, he ever worked on. So, it's a cool thing. They have the Muppets at the Museum of Motion. I forget what it's called. Museum of Motion and Pictures or Motion and Sound or something in Queens here, and they have a huge Muppets Sesame display. They actually have a really cool documentary on, Jim Henson, and there's footage of him directing. The thing. It's really cool. I only have a little clip I saw of it, but I want to go back and see that making of, which is really cool footage. So.
Grace says the Museum of Moving Images.
Thank you, Grace. There it is. I have a vlog on it and everything. Museum of Moving Images. There's a cool thing, and it shows Jim Henson, and he's working on that. His last production ever. So, but I definitely recommend it. So, All right, so Zootopia coming to Animal Kingdom's Tree of Life gone. Zootopia coming in there. All they had was, again, just a picture of them like running like one of those, it is a cool museum. I agree. So,
is that it for announcements?
No,
I got some other stuff here. That was still stuff.
There's some more Epcot stuff.
Moana meet and greet. It's going to be next to
yeah.
Journey of Water, which is kind of cool. So Journey of Water is kind of open, but who knows when the hell they're going to open it. So
the fall meet and greets.
Yep. Test Track. They're going to redo Test Track.
Track, exactly.
Crazy.
That's what I was waiting for. Like Test Track,
it is.
including a bit of the old World of Motion theming as well.
That should be interesting.
Or inspired, which is it's something I'm really intrigued by. I mean, Rob with his retro stuff will be able to tell you. Epcot back in the day was something else. Like it really was. Like before Test Track was born. When Journey into Imagination was good. Before Mission Space or Mission to Mars, as it was before that. Before Guardians of the Galaxy, all of those things. Epcot was just futuristic in the 80s and 90s. It wasn't obviously in the 2000s because technology moves. This became more futuristic than what they actually had in Future World at Epcot, unfortunately. But yeah, what Epcot was in the 80s and 90s was just innovative and exciting and fun, and to see them paying homage to one of their old attractions in what they're going to do in Test Track, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they actually do with that, because Test Track, when it was first built, was kind of cool with the whole crash test dummy thing, and then it just became not so cool. I get they've tried to make it more interactive because it's always got a constantly long line, so they're like, okay, let's put in these consoles and let people create their own car and kind of compete against each other in the line, to pass the time.
It honestly brought the wait time up.
Yeah, it probably did. Yeah, because now people are standing there for it. No, I must create this, and they.
We only have X amount of time, and if you're waiting X amount of time, you're going to wait in the line anyway. So I don't know.
I think, I mean, I've watched a lot of people vlog that ride lately. Yeah, people like Jackie from Super Infused and Nate from Pigeon Mr. Morrow and people like that, and they just skip that part because they're just like, I just want to get on the ride, And
it's not worth the whole.
Too. Yeah,
it's not worth it because plus the car building experience, the screens 95% of the time are broken.
So,
because what it is, it just literally runs off of Windows computer. It's a program, and I didn't know this until I was hands on with it. Is if you know how a touch screen works on a Windows computer, if you hard press on the screen, it'll come up with a little white bubble around it. It's somebody had jammed the touch screen in the corner, and it was constantly just coming up with that.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah. So, I think Test Track kind of got to the point where it needed a bit more of an overhaul again. I don't know. This isn't obviously its first one. I think this is the second or third overhaul now, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with this. Suppose because they've not said much about it. They've just said it's going to be inspired by World of Motion. Now, what that inspiration is, how it's going to look, is anyone's guess right now. But sadly, I haven't been to the park since 1989 when I was a senior in high school. But back then, as a teenager, I loved Epcot. Yeah, Stacey. Yeah. Likewise. I first went to Epcot in 91, and my fondest memories of Epcot 91, 93, 96, those first few times, and it was just always mind blowing there.
How do you think I felt when I went in 83? It was awesome.
Yeah, I bet.
13.
I bet. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, likewise, when I went in 93, I was 12. So yeah, it was such a fun, futuristic, cool place that was like nowhere else on earth. And now I'm now I'm a lot older, and like I say, technology moves faster than the theme park can move, unfortunately. Now I kind of look for nostalgia, and so when they said, okay, we're gonna retheme or rebrand, not rebrand, sort of reimagine Test Track, I thought, okay, cool. It maybe was due anyway, but then the fact that they want to give a nod back to
I
a piece
love
of
that.
old Epcot. Yeah, I'm really, really, really excited about that. That
Mhm.
was probably the big news for me. That piece of news. That was probably my big takeaway from D23 this year.
Yeah. Again, no announcements what they're gonna do. You know.
But like you said,
Hey,
you know,
I mean, it's better off that they're not giving timelines because they never meet them.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Well, I'm excited. I'm just. I have no clue. They kind of left it vague. Like I have no clue what they would do. And it kind of has like people in like a car like coming around. And I think I said on someone's stream, I mentioned like I wonder if they're gonna replace. You know, they always had that problem with Test Track right from the start. It literally was delayed like 3-4 years because they had such a hard time with the ride system and the tires wearing out and then figuring out how they could even put the damn thing together. So I was thinking maybe they still have issues. I don't even know, but I was thinking maybe they would change it into a trackless ride, which was crazy, like a fast trackless ride. But
Mhm.
Oh wow.
I don't think they are because they're such.
No, I was
so
going to say
involved.
I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah.
I just looked at the time, and Tiffany just got home, so I got to get running. We're
Right, buddy. We're almost
we're
wrapping
having a
up,
couple
though.
people over for dinner tonight, so we got to
Okay.
get rolling on that. So
real quick, Figment meet and greet happened.
Yeah.
It was like it's open the next 5-hour wait. The first
5-hour
day.
waits.
Did you wait 5 hours?
He fell twice, like second day of operation.
I saw that.
Have you seen that, Adam?
I saw that
No.
Figment fall.
Dude, he
No,
took
I-
a tumble twice.
Oh no.
It's crazy. You know what's crazy? Because that's the same exact spot where what's his
Glitch
name?
fell. Vanellope and Wreck-It Ralph both
Wreck-It
fell.
Ralph. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It's
That's crazy.
So-
No, I didn't see that tumble. I have seen a couple of vlogs, and I saw the wait times were ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, families waiting 4 or 5 hours
Never wait 5 hours
to meet Figment, and it's just if I ever wait that long to meet any character, then
Well, go,
Yeah.
Brandon.
Yeah,
Good
guys,
seeing you,
it's
buddy.
been fun. Thank you for this pub
Nice
talk.
meeting
I
you.
know it was kind of like not abrupt, but it was kind of a last minute thing. Just
Yeah,
kind
we
of
were talking
taking
about doing
plans
it
still
the
in
other day.
place. So
Yeah.
we'll
take
talk
care, buddy.
soon. It's good to see you guys,
All right, we'll
and
wrap it up.
yeah, bye, buddy.
happy
See
Friday,
you
bud.
later, bud. Happy
Take care.
Friday.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And it's me and Adam. So is that your second? Wow, you're the king of beers. 100%.
It's not the second full one. I just kind of
Oh,
half
okay.
filled it for the second
Alright, that's
time round.
good.
So yeah.
Right, good. Oh yeah, this is true too. The test traffic is sponsored by the same company as World of Motion. Yeah, that is true. Stacy said goodbye. So why test track is because GM sponsored. Yeah, that's true. So it says Dizpod Lawrence is correct. Moana opens 10/16 and the 100th anniversary. Oh, that's so cool. So 10/16. They did announce when the Moana is going to open. So just to wrap it up a little bit too, they talked about the Beyond Big Thunder Mountain, like the big blue sky thing. They again teased it. Again, no details. Again, they were thinking Moana was going to be there, but Moana was taken already. They were saying, what's it called? Might take it. Encanto, but Encanto is going to be, they're saying it's going to be in Animal Kingdom. So who the heck knows what's going over there? They said
Yeah.
it's going to be bigger than the new Fantasyland, that bigger back part. So, who knows? Would they put a villains thing there? Would they put? I don't know. Would they put? What do you think would fit good? Like Coco go over there, or a villains land, or I don't know. What do you think they would put over there?
I don't know. I know that again, because isn't that where they teased Zootopia? I think that's what I said about
They
10 minutes
did,
ago.
yeah.
Wasn't it? So they teased Zootopia might go there. They teased Encanto. They teased Coco. I think if they're gonna do this Tropical America sort of inspired thing to replace Dino Land USA, then that's probably gonna have Coco or Encanto in it there, perhaps.
Yeah,
Who knows? I mean, obviously, there's the teasing of the Indiana Jones ride, so that doesn't really fit in with an Encanto or Coco inspired thing. But maybe if it's, like Africa and Asia, it's meant to span an entire continent, not just like one small segment. So I know we were talking about the Indiana Jones stuff before, and Stacey mentioned, a thing about Indy looking for finding a golden jaguar and things like that. So because tropical America, South America, is a whole continent, you can have completely different contrasting themes in that zone. I think in that I was going to say country, but it's not a country. It's a continent. It's an area. In
Yeah.
that land.
Yeah.
In that land. So, I think if you did put, let's say, a Coco thing there, then you could do Encanto in that. Big blue sky behind Big Thunder. Or vice versa. If you put Encanto there, you could do Coco behind the. So I think that's maybe where they'd look to go. Like you say, it's probably not going to be Zootopia even, because they're going to kind of cover Zootopia and the Tree of Life now. So yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of they've made some concrete announcements, and they've left a lot of doors open for certain things, haven't they? With like you say, a few. This is a possibility. This is a possibility. So who knows? Who knows? And I think the one takeaway from this is they've talked about this stuff, but we all know that they can talk about it and then they can hint at something a year later and hint at something a year later and still not make an announcement because they talked about the stuff behind Big Thunder a year ago and they're still just hinting at stuff now. So who knows? But yeah, I would certainly imagine that if they were going to put one thing there in Dino Land USA, they'd put a different thing behind Big Thunder rather than creating the same thing in two different places. And I think the same with the Moana inspired stuff now. Now that they've gone with that to be at Epcot, I would imagine they would create another Moana thing at Epcot if they were going to do another Moana thing anywhere. That would be my assumption. So
who knows? I'd be honest. I think Magic Kingdom would great with an expansion. You know what I mean? So
what I do think as well, I do think Disney has kind of become the Imagineering. Everything used to have its own little place. You had futuristic stuff either in Tomorrowland or at Epcot. And then you had world cultural stuff at World Showcase. You had animal-based stuff at Animal Kingdom. You had movie-based stuff at Hollywood Studios.
Yes. Yeah.
And you had Mickey and Minnie stuff at the Magic Kingdom as well. Obviously, you did have characters in the other parks, but everything was really the Magic Kingdom for Walt's creations. And now it's all become just a little bit mixed up. You close the Great Movie Ride, the ride that centered around the movies, was the focal point of the movie park, Hollywood Studios, and replaced it with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which really probably belonged in the Magic Kingdom. And then, you've had this Moana, is it The Way of Water? Not The Way of Water. That's the name of the Avatar film. The what's it called? The Moana. The
Journey of Water.
Journey of Water. Sorry, yeah. That's now been made, and when you look at it, it looks absolutely stunning. I've seen some of the media previews of some of the vloggers out there and stuff, and it looks absolutely stunning. But when you see Spaceship Earth in the background, as beautiful as it is, you kind of think, did this not belong in Animal Kingdom? Maybe and it just seems that they're just starting to do some crossovers that don't kind of make full sense. But I don't know. Maybe the whole thing is they're trying to intertwine more things, and I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not sure. I guess that's open to everyone's interpretation and opinion. I don't. My opinion is just my own opinion. And
what would have been good? Maybe there. I'm thinking. Like, I always balked at it too. But then I did an event there. So at Universal Studios, they have the Music Plaza. They can fit, I think, 5,000 people there. I don't know how the heck they could fit 5,000 people, but that's what they say when we did our event there.
Yeah,
3 in the front and then like off the sides and the back. It was close to 5,000 people, which is crazy. So that probably would have been, they do a lot of music stuff at Epcot, and it makes sense. You know what I mean? Maybe they could have did a stage up front there, behind thing. But maybe it's just not the right place. I don't know. Who knows? But you would think it's not the right place in Universal Studios too. But
yeah,
I don't know. That would have been kind of cool if they did a stage where they have the thing they did. In my opinion, it's the most bizarre thing. A music artist goes, plays like a 45-minute set 3 times a night, which is
3
kind of
times a night.
bizarre. It's
Yeah,
just
in the American Pavilion. Yeah.
yeah, to fit
Yeah.
to fit people in that area. So
Yeah, me and Kim were watching a couple of them last week. Actually, like Hanson last year.
Yeah.
I think they're back there this year, and it's
Yeah,
just
they
like
are,
it's
yeah.
like whoa, like I remember Hanson in like 1998 or whatever it was. Yeah,
my wife
it's
loves
just
Hanson. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's great. All right. Well, I think we got through everything. They talked about the cruises. Of course, they talked about the overseas parks and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Frozen Land looks really cool. The other stuff, the stuff in Tokyo looks amazing. So, I don't know. I just wish the technology and some of that stuff would come here, but I don't know. So, so what are you thinking? It was a light thing, but
it was. Yeah,
What are
I
you
think
gonna
it
do?
was
we got something.
a little announcement, announcement light, but there was enough there to get our teeth into. You
Right.
know, I think
Yes.
that was my takeaway. It wasn't like they had nothing to say. I think Walt touched on it before when he said, they have these maybes because they need to give us they need to feed us something. So they threw out a few maybes, but there's a few others that are like the Test Track reimagination, the Country Bears, the introduction of Figment, which I was pleased they did that so quickly. It was like, well, he's going to be there tomorrow. Oh, it makes sense because you've just had him come out on stage, and
Right.
he
Right.
just needs to get on the monorail and he'll be there in 5 minutes.
True.
so,
It's right
yeah,
there, the
so,
monorail.
Yeah. So
It's true.
Yeah.
I wish I don't know. I always say this too, like 5-hour wait for Figment. Like just make like a little annex thing. They have plenty of land there. Just you got to walk maybe another 2 minutes to the back, and there's a whole pavilion. I don't know if you've ever been to Macy's in New York with Santa Claus. They do it right. You go to you spawn off, and they probably have like 20 different rooms. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a lot, but maybe 10 different rooms, and they're all private, and you get to see the big guy there. So I never understand why they can't do that. Like even Jack and Sally at the Halloween thing, that was another 3-4 hour wait. That's all the time, and then
That's crazy.
that was
Yeah.
a 5-hour wait. It's ridiculous. I don't understand why they can't have multiple ones. You know what I mean? So it's a big thing for people to be characters and everything. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Stacy's funny. Thank you so much, Stacy, for coming in. It's good to see you. And thank you,
Yeah,
everyone,
it's
for
great to see
coming
you,
in.
Stacey.
Do you want to do who's in the chat real quick? You want to go down, or we didn't even get to do that yet? Or
we didn't do that tonight.
we
did
didn't even do that, so it was a little light in the beginning.
Oh,
So.
you kind of did it at the top. You were like you said the 3 people, and
I did, yeah.
in the first, and I was like, oh, Rob's doing it this week.
We had a lot of cool
But
people.
of course,
tonight, so
we
I appreciate it.
had Mary Stankovic, we had Noah from Noah's Adventures, we had Grace A B C D E and F and G somewhere. We had Jersey Mike. Who else did we have? We had Stevie Lee. We had the Diz Pod. We had some dude named Adams Land. We had Avery. We had Mouse Talk, Walt and Melissa. We had
So
Corey
can't
Meets
get it all.
World. We had Stacey Rogers. I'm just seeing if there was anyone else that I've missed. I think that's kind of covered everyone from
Yeah,
the chat
you
tonight.
mentioned Corey Meets World. For some
Yeah,
reason,
Corey
it
Meets
wasn't
World, yeah.
popping in. So
Yeah, we had
This
Rob Fuzz. Yeah, no, it's cool to see it's cool to see Walt and Melissa Mouse Talk. It's cool to see Corey Meets World and Stacey in the chat tonight because we've not seen you guys for a little while. So so welcome back to the pub.
good seeing you guys.
Yeah, it's great to see you guys. And to everyone else as well. It's one of those things we've not
that's true, Stacy. But
we've not been live for a couple of weeks, and we want to kind of start getting doing this more regularly again. So
real quick before we go, someone had an announcement in our little world, but we didn't talk about it on Pub Talk. You're going back, and when you go back, you're going for like 4 years, I think, right? You're going for
years,
the
no.
trip.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it feels like.
it's 19 nights.
I can't believe you're going
nights.
20 days. That's awesome. I'm so excited for you.
So
It's
so,
crazy.
Yeah, we're going
I
back.
got to get
for,
down there. I told Adam no already, but I got to get down there.
Yeah, you got to get down
Hopefully,
there.
I got a trip or something down there.
Yeah. So you've got to get there. So me and Kim are going for a honeymoon.
That is awesome.
And
You don't want me on your honeymoon.
and-
What are you talking about?
look, it's not like you're going to be there every single day. Like, you know, we
What, I
want
can't
people.
spoon you guys? What?
Yeah. So Stacey's saying when we're flying out there on August the 26th, so 345 days from now.
But who's counting?
Yeah, I only know that because I logged onto our Virgin Atlantic account to make another payment today. But yeah, so we are going back 345 days from now, the back end of August and the first couple of weeks of September for the honeymoon. And of course, we do want to see friends out there. We do. Like, you know, we love a lot of people in this YouTube community. There's a lot of people we've still not met yet, but we're there celebrating a honeymoon. And
awesome.
you know,
I'm excited
and
for
when you
that.
get married, you celebrate with your friends. And so, yes, our honeymoon will have very much a lot of our own time, but if there's a chance to celebrate with some friends as well, yeah, we're all for it.
We did that with Vegas on our honeymoon. We were gone 2 weeks, and on the way back, we stopped at Vegas. Like, hey, anyone wants to come? Come. We had a couple friends come out. It was fun. So,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
good idea. So, all
so
right,
that's
brother.
the plan.
Hour and a half mark. We playing? We playing?
Playing?
They won't go play.
Yeah, let's.
But good
let's,
seeing you,
let's do
man.
something.
I miss you.
Yeah.
Movie's coming along, I know. So hopefully you'll have some announcements with that too soon. And
I will announce when I can. Yeah.
that's awesome.
When things are starting to align now, and as soon as I've got confirmation on concrete dates, then I'll let you guys know.
That's awesome. Don't forget, thank you so much to my Rob Fuzz members. I've been doing a lot of content shorts. I've been doing some retro stuff. I've been doing some of my rides. I just did like the Amazon Fresh vlog yesterday. It was a lot of fun. So thank you so much for my supporters and my Rob Fuzz members. Of course, my sponsor channels, Donna Jaworski, Dinners with Donna. She is awesome. So check her out. Let's see what else I got here. We got Diz Tales. I fixed this last time. So. Woo. They need to be
Diz Tales. Woo.
DJ Explorers. They go live every Wednesday. They just did one last night. They actually talked about what we talked about tonight. So if you want to see more, go check out Derek. Go check out Gregory. They do cruises. Of course, they do Disney. And they did announce some cruise stuff too. So I'm sure they talked about that stuff. Of course, Diz Tales. Woo! I gotta fix this. So I don't see Diz Tales on there, but all the links are down below. I'm sorry. Circus Girl Ray, that is her channel, Diz Tales. Here it is, Diz Tales. I gotta put things in order. I apologize. She does a lot of Disneyland Paris. She actually just did something. They just made an announcement that the Disneyland Hotel over there is opening again, so which is kind of cool. So she just did a live about that. I think 2 days ago. So Disney Circus Girl Ray, aka Diz Tales. Thank you guys. Woo! And don't forget, guys, robfuzz.com. I'm actually updated, so go check it out. I put some pictures on there. I put some links to my videos and stuff like that. Of course, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, aka X. Of course, on here, and I'm on Threads, and I'm on Blue Sky. I don't even know what the hell Blue Sky is. Noah gets me into all this stuff, so thanks. Noah, you're too funny. So it's great to see you both. It's great to see you, Stacy. 18 days. It's awesome, Lawrence. Thank you guys for all your support. And thank you guys. I do a lot of retro premiere, like live premieres. I do those Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We have fun with that. We have a little group of people that come in, a lot of regulars on that. So check that out. Another good stream, buddy. And Oscars are coming up. I can't believe it already. It's like
the talk is already beginning. The race has already begun, and I'm sure we will cover that soon. Yeah.
Have you seen any movies yet that you think are going to be contenders or anything? Or
not yet, but we'll see what comes out soon. So,
yeah, I think they're going to. Well, it's going to be weird because that's the strike is TV. It's not movies per se, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's the movies are already made that are going to get nominated. So yeah.
All right, brother. Good to see you.
Cool.
All right. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Thanks, Adam. I'll talk to you guys soon.
See you later, guys.
Later, guys. Bye. Thank you.
Happy weekend.
Have a great weekend.